Good morning, world. Day 2 of week 5 of cutting fat the wrong way. Woke up this morning around 8:45 a.m. and weighed in at 188.8. So, even after hitting 2,800 calories and a lot of sodium, I think we're doing well. I feel like we're under that 189 mark. I was very happy last week when I was consistently holding under the 190-pound mark. So, looks like things are going well. It is about 10:04 in the morning. Right after I woke up, I weighed myself, splashed some water on my face, and I just went straight downstairs and did 30 minutes of walking treadmill. Nothing crazy, just to kind of replace my daily walk for the day. I don't know what's going on here in Canada right now, but it was like +5 degrees Celsius in the morning yesterday. I was actually sitting outside on my patio reading in the sun. And then it was snowing like crazy last night. So I didn't want to deal with the cold this morning. Just went downstairs. We have like a small kind of gym with some cardio equipment here in my building. And just had a nice cold shower, brewed up a coffee, and we are ready to crush the day. We're going to pop 2 Zins and just lock in for the next 4 hours or so. And then today is a leg day at the gym. So nothing going on too crazy before then. No meetings, just a whole bunch of work. I got to crank away on the computer and get ahead for the day. So I'll catch up with you guys later. Uh-oh. Hope this doesn't mess up my day too much, but fire alarm's going off, so luckily fire alarm wasn't anything serious. Apparently there was like a homeless dude in the basement stairwell, and I guess they pulled the fire alarm, so we got to come back into our units after like 5 minutes or so. Since then I've just been cranking away on the computer. It is about 1 p.m. I still have about like half an hour's more worth of work that I want to plug away on the computer here. But gonna whip up some pre-workout, and then we're heading to the gym for leg day fasted. Now, one thing I'm gonna do differently and start implementing, and this is what I was doing around this time last year when I was cutting down for the Hormozy experiment and prepping for it, is intra-workout carbs. I'm gonna play a quick video here like I shared in my last vlog from Muscle After 30. And this guy, I've been following along, and a lot of the stuff he's saying makes sense to me at least.
Forget terkestrone, forget epicatechin, forget HMB. The strongest natural muscle building supplement there is candy. Remember, building muscle is all about stress hormone management. You know by now that having protein without carbs pre-workout increases your adrenaline. Adrenaline makes you train like a beast. Training like a beast increases your cortisol. Cortisol helps you make more adrenaline. And you should have this perfect cycle, except too much adrenaline kills your endurance. Too much cortisol kills your ability to build muscle. And this is where candy comes in. The glucose from the candy manages your stress hormones. It manages your cortisol, your myostatin, your dopamine, your adrenaline. It keeps you in flow state. It spares your glycogen, which, by the way, is one of the strongest predictors you're even to build muscle from your workout. Now, what I suggest, listen to some music that's going to get your adrenaline fired up. You want your heart rate to be elevated before you even get out of your car to get into the gym. Once you're in the gym, complete your first strength-based exercise first, then start having 0.2 grams per pound or 0.4 grams per kilo of glucose-based sugar throughout the entirety of your workout. This is what's going to actually guarantee that you're going to build more muscle from your workouts.
And I'm also going to create a whole separate video where I just break down, are intra-workout carbs actually legit? Like, does it actually work out? Well, I'm going to start experimenting with it during this cut. But essentially, whether I'm fasted at the gym or I've eaten before the gym, which if you guys follow along, I typically work out, like 95% of my workouts are fasted. But what this guy is saying, going to the gym and being pumped on adrenaline, and I'm making another video as well too, is like what types of music I listen to at the gym. And I listen to some pretty like heavy metal, crazy type stuff when I'm at the gym. It's either that or very depressing music I listen to at the gym. It's one or the other usually. But essentially, if you want to be maximizing and optimizing your muscle growth results while you're in the gym, you want to be eating sugar and like quick acting sugars. And what he suggests and recommends is candy. And last year when I was prepping for the Hormozy experiment, I was doing that. I saw this guy's video way back then, and I started eating candy after my first lift at the gym. So especially today, I want to see if I can push it on leg day and go a little bit harder today. So we're gonna stop off, get some candy, and I'm gonna be munching on a little bit of candy. I'll make sure to track it all, of course. Start doing that for the next couple of weeks during my workouts to see how things go. So I just whipped up some pre-workout. We're gonna start sipping on this for the next half an hour as I get ready for the gym. And apparently there's about like 5 calories in here. And same with black coffee. There are calories in coffee, but the way I do it is like I'm slowly sipping on it for like an hour or two. So although I am getting calories in my system, very minimal amounts of calories, I'm spreading it out over a long time. This 5 calories here that is in this, apparently, I'm going to be drinking it over the course of like an hour, hour and a half to 2 hours as I prep and get ready for the gym, and then I'm still drinking this while I'm at the gym. Another thing to keep in mind, if you chug down coffee fast, it might throw off your fast a little bit, but I've been drinking coffee ever since I started intermittent fasting, and I've still been finding I've been getting amazing results with it. So that's just my thoughts and my opinion on it. But another half an hour's worth of work, then off to the gym for leg day. What is going on, world? Little Hungarian at the bottom of your screen. It's been a while since I did a workout play-by-play and breakdown, and since we're doing the intra-workout carbs, I thought I'd record a decent amount of this workout and take you guys through it. I believe my last video where I did this kind of workout breakdown was on my philosophy on natural bodybuilding, which should be popping up at the top of your screen, or you can find in the description box below. If you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out, because similar to how I'm cutting fat the wrong way compared to what I believe the other influencers are out there saying, I believe my philosophy on bodybuilding as a natural who has no interest in standing on a stage naked next to a bunch of other dudes is a bit different than what others are saying. And if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to go check it out. But let's get into the workout. So as you see, my full workout should have popped up at the top of the screen there. But a staple of mine for the last 2, maybe even 3 years now has been starting my workouts with leg extensions and leg curls, and then going into one of my compound movements like squats or leg press. I really enjoy doing this because it gets my quads and hamstrings fired up, activated, and warmed up. I don't do very heavy weight because I don't want to deplete myself before I go to lift heavy. But after doing 4 sets of 12, my quads and hamstrings are definitely pumped and activated. After that, we moved on to barbell squats. As you see here, starting with 135 pounds for 10 reps, just to get the movement going. And then after that, we throw in the squat shoes, which I haven't been using a lot, to be honest. I'm still getting used to it. I've only really started it up in the last couple weeks again. I bought them about a year or 2 back, but I just haven't been bringing them to the gym, and I usually regret that. But once we got the squat shoes on, grabbed my first piece of candy, and then we actually started getting some decent working weight. So did 2 sets of 225 pounds for 8 reps. Again, just trying to get the movement down. After the first set there, I felt like I didn't really have it locked in, but did a second set, felt nice and good after that. And then we moved on to 275 pounds for 3 reps. So we're watching that here. Let's just take a look and see how it goes. Yeah, nice and solid. A little bit of butt wank there, I think people might call the question too. But anyways, and what you're going to see here with 315 pounds that I did for 3 reps, honestly, after doing the Hormozy experiment, I can't believe, like, my strength has improved greatly. Like 315 pound squats, I used to be scared of this. I still feel like my form could be a little bit better. I feel it's because kind of got a little bit of lopsided hips and things like that. But as you see here, I feel like 315 pounds is absolutely nothing now for squats. So it's pretty crazy. Doing Hormozy experiment last year, my strength has increased greatly. I don't really recommend other people to do it because it's a pretty intense experiment, but if you want to gain strength and size fast, there's something definitely unique going on there. But here we are, 335 pounds for one. I recently just did 350 pounds, a new squat PR a couple weeks back. I was considering giving it a try, but I also wanted to give leg press a good little shot here. So after I did that, by this point, I'm munching on I think I had a third piece of candy by the time we got to 275 pounds here. But just dropped the weight down, did 275 pounds for 2 sets of 3. And then we hopped over to leg press. Started off with nothing too crazy. Again, similar to squats, just wanted to get the movement and the form down. So we did 10 plates. I don't try to count the poundage as much. I just focus on how many plates there is. As you can see, for the last set, I recorded how many pounds it approximately is, but did 10 plates for 12 reps. After that, as you see, just threw in another piece of candy there as we moved on to set 2 for leg press. We're now at 12 plates and we did 8 reps here. Just gonna watch a couple of the reps here. We won't watch the full, and we'll move right into the 16-pound set just to keep things moving here. But after that, as you see, just did some calf raises, supersetted with walking lunges, and then wrapped up the workout with adduction and abduction. But that is it for the little Hungarian at the bottom of your screen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these, let me know in the comment section below, but I'll see you back in the vlog. Just about 4 p.m. we are back from the gym, and man, those intra-workout carbs, they were fun to say the least. It definitely felt like I had a bit more energy to be able to power through and lift quite heavy during that workout, especially going into it fasted. My last few leg days when I wanted to lift heavy, I've been eating before, probably about 2 to 3 hours before, so that way the food can settle. But this one, I went in there fasted and I ate about 5 of those pieces of candy and just slowly had it throughout the workout. And yeah, definitely noticed, like, as I was going through leg press and hitting the end of my sets on the leg press, I still had a bunch of energy to power through it. Now at the end, I did feel a bit more depleted than I feel I normally do. So I don't know if once all that sugar kind of, left my system after working out hard, if it is fully drained out of my system eating 5 pieces of candy, if now I just feel like a little depleted and run down. And honestly, my stomach is gurgling a whole bunch right now. So I'm quite hungry. We have meal 1 of the day here all set up, ready to go. So nothing special here. Consistency is key. Basically the same thing I broke my fast with yesterday. 8 eggs scrambled, 2 pieces of rye bread with some Boursin cheese. The only difference today is I'm not having sauerkraut with this meal, and I'm all out of the Hungarian hot sausage. So swapped out the sauerkraut for 2 pickles because later on in my next meal, I'm gonna be eating a bunch of sauerkraut. I'll show you guys that later. So it's nice and easy to track on MyFitnessPal. If you see there's the pieces of candy. It does say 3, but we're going to change this up here because I swore I had it at 1 piece. We had 5 of those. So the candies alone was 133 calories, 31 grams of carbs, and actually 1.7 grams of protein. Now, as I mentioned, I am starting to implement cardio. I'm going to be going back to the gym tonight to do some cardio and some sauna work. So although I am up about 133 calories, and there's a bunch of carbs in this, I'm not too worried because now I'm increasing my physical activity as well too. But anyways, as we can see there, we got the eggs, the bread, the cheese, we got the butter that I used to cook the eggs in, and 2 pickles. And right now we are at 1,152 calories for this meal and the candy. We're now at 97 grams of carbs for the day, 55 grams of fat, and 64 grams of protein. So there's still a lot of work to do. It's still early in the day, and we actually have a surprise guest coming to visit. So you guys will see who that is a little bit later on, but back to work on the computer and back to the grind. And as always, I shouldn't even have to say it anymore, but this is definitely a new vlog and a new day. We're gonna take 7,000 IUs of vitamin D3 and 2 heaping scoops of creatine. Look who we have come to visit. Murphy boy, the special guest of the day. Sit. Sit. Ready? Oh, yeah. It's been a long time since I've featured him on the vlog. He's grown up so much from his puppy days. This is his little Dino toy. Go get it. He's gonna hang out here for a couple hours while I do some work, and then he's going back home. 7:38, it is time for meal 2, and after we smash this, it is off to the gym again, and we're doing our first round of cardio. I'm gonna hit up some sauna after that, so let's check out what we got here. Just cooked up a whole bunch of lean ground beef with some white onions and some garlic, and then we loaded it up with about 100 grams of sauerkraut and 175 grams of Greek yogurt. Gonna mix this all together and just smash this down. Very low on the carbs for this meal. So let's check out MyFitnessPal and see where we're at here for today. So this meal, looking at about 1,000 calories. We got the lean cooked ground beef there, the Greek yogurt and the sauerkraut. As you can see, I mentioned this yesterday, but a lot of sodium in the sauerkraut is just one thing to consider. Although I do love the sauerkraut. Today so far we are now at 131 grams of carbs, 114 grams of fat, and 158 grams of protein to wrap up meal 2 of the day. Had a solid cardio and sauna sesh, first one of this cut, and we are back at home, and we got the same as yesterday. So I basically duplicated everything on the tracking scale and on MyFitnessPal. We have a yogurt parfait. We got some strawberries, some honey, some Greek yogurt, just a little bit of granola and a little bit of honey, and 2 pieces of dark chocolate. And that's how we're wrapping up day 2 of week 5 of cutting fat the wrong way. We got everything on MyFitnessPal here, so let's check it out and see how the day ended. So just for proof and evidence, there is dinner, so to say. We got the honey, granola, yogurt, strawberries, raspberries, and dark chocolate, ending the day at 2,804 calories, pretty close to yesterday. Wrapping up at 201 grams of carbs, 131 grams of fat, and 183 grams of protein. But that's it for me tonight, world. Really dialing things in here with MyFitnessPal and tracking my food. But again, for the most part, I'm really not changing the foods that I'm eating. If you check my previous vlogs, I'm eating the same amounts and the same sizes of food. I'm just weighing everything out and tracking everything. And so far, shows that I've been hitting my protein goals and been around 2,800 calories for the most part. So I'm interested to see what my body weight's gonna be at tomorrow morning, especially after doing some cardio and sauna. Thank you guys so much for following along. If you've made it this far in the video, you know what to do. Go smash the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll see you in the next video. I am the Hungarian Experiment.